like the sound of old airplanes. I like the casual attitude here, just kind of, there's no real schedule. Come, eat, look at airplanes, talk to people, get distracted by someone flying overhead.
We're a little bit different, but I think our basic interests are the same, and that's to save aviation in any way we can.
You're at Antique Airfield near Blakesburg, Iowa. As we call it, the center of the known universe for antique airplanes. Established in 1970, it's an airport that replicates a typical airport out of the 1930s. My father founded the Antique Airplane Association in 1953, just a few months after the EAA, actually 3 months. My dad started because he believed he saw a lot of old airplanes going to the trash heaps, and he thought that they should be saved, and there was a few people saving airplanes, and he just basically thought they should be organized. Well, Dad started the association in '53. He was actually the FBO at Ottumwa Airport, and which was Ottumwa Naval Air Station originally. The association and flying was over there actually for a few years. It was at Oskaloosa, Iowa, which my dad was the FBO at nearby. And then in 1970, we built the airport, and in 1971, the first AAA APM flying was held here at Antique Airfield. The airport started out as just our family farm and our family airstrip, excuse me. And Dad had bought the original farm, which is about 147 acres. And we had the original hangar number 1. And then the Air Power Museum, founded by my dad and his business partner, Jack Loud. Jack had left a substantial amount of money for the museum, but it stipulated that it had to be developed on its own property. The property next door come up for sale. The museum board decided to buy it. We moved everything out here in '71. We've been here pretty much ever since. When it was moved out here in '71, both the APM and the AA board decided it would be an invitational flying. Basically, it is a convention reunion of members of the Antique Airplane Association and their guests. It's not an entertainment venue. It's literally a reunion, and it's a lot of flyings. Most flyings and air shows around the country are public oriented. There's nothing wrong with that, but this is an event just for the people with the airplanes to come and enjoy themselves, and we've been quite successful at doing it that way.
I flew my 1937 Waco ZKS-7 to Blakesburg yesterday afternoon. We wanted to finish this thing and have it here at Blakesburg. Blakesburg's an event that we want to come to every year. It's a good time.
I often say that I come very far down the totem pole, and at home my wife comes first, my son comes first, the farm comes first, the air show business comes first, taking care of my dad comes first, everything else comes first, except for Blakesburg, and that is my time, and I'm not going to miss it.
This place is stunning. I mean, just the camaraderie and the laid-back atmosphere, and you know, easy to do. It's easy to get along with everybody. All the people, you won't meet anybody who's not helpful, and you won't meet anyone who isn't interested.
Pilot's Pub's kind of the social center of the activities here during the fly-in. It's inside of it is what we call our Hall of Shame. We've had, like any airport over a few years, a few accidents and whatnot. We generally hang a piece of the aircraft up in there, and nobody gets hurt, and airplanes can be rebuilt. And it's where people gather in the evening to tell half-truths, full truths, and lies. It's no secret what our success is. The first of it is it's grass runway, and the second of it is, since the emphasis is on the people in the airplanes, they can go out and fly their airplanes any time of day. And that's what we encourage, because our members like to share their airplanes. They like to share airplanes by buddy rides, they like to share them by people seeing them fly. It's just about coming and enjoying themselves and enjoying their neighbors and enjoying their airplanes. history. It's history, it's nostalgia. Simply like any other thing historic, we have to keep the history alive for the next generation. I mean, you can go to a lot of great museums like the Smithsonian and see the Spirit of St. Louis and the Wright Flyer hanging up, but they're basically artifacts. A little kid's going to get a lot better idea of old plane aviation when he sees a biplane around here flying around instead of looking at just one static in a museum. It's living history is what it amounts to.
Why would I come to camp in a farm field in Iowa? It's because of all the airplanes that are here. And like-minded people. I mean, everybody does that. And I would say to the person who wasn't interested or had no connection with aviation, why don't you come with us next year and bring your tent? Get involved. Become a member of the Antique Aircraft Association.
This is my father's dream, this airport and this flying and the association and that.
And my dad took me to see the first airplane at the Iowa State Fair, and they had two, I don't know if they were Jennies or Standards or what, and that took my attention. I've had it ever since.